My daughter really loves this skirt that I finished for her last Friday, and I was thinking she loves pockets. So we have a couple. These actually I had cut up. I was going to do something with these. This is actually all from the same skirt. I'm not going to use this one, but I'm going to make 2 pockets out of these. I'm going to kind of do the pocket, use that as the finish, and I'm just going to cut it. This is actually the part that was actually this was cut off of. You can kind of see. And I'm actually just going to cut out, and this is going to be on the lining, so I'm going to actually cut out these shapes. I could do this as a pocket, but it's just super thin, so I'm going to kind of sew them, and that's a huge pocket, so I'm actually going to cut off, let's see, we'll make it like this big. Okay, so that'll be for one pocket, and let me get the other fabric here. And yeah, I'm not worried that this is stained. Let's see. So I can trim this down. And probably right about here. So these are going to become 2 pockets I'm going to throw, and those are actually really big pockets. I'll probably cut off the bottoms too. Either way, they're going to be giant pockets. My daughter loves them, so. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the machine and sew up some pockets, and then we can finish our cute little project. So we're going to finish this little skirt. So I cut these out. I'm going to flip them so the right sides are together. And I'm basically going to sew them 3 sides so I can clean finish them. And actually I'm going to sew, so the top and the 2 sides together. And that way we can flip it over and make it easier for a top stitch. So good news is that this week it seems like life has kind of bounced back a little bit from that election craziness. So business is not as dire as we had thought it might be afterwards. After going from a week of pretty much no business, we're back up to about where we should be this time of year. So one bad week, we all have those. It's a part of having a small business. Yeah, and unfortunately, having the small business, really everything is kind of almost to day to day. We do plan for what we can, but it's sometimes not enough. So I'm going to clip my corners right here. Hopefully you can kind of see. And then I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to do this to the other one. But this way, this is going to be the top of our pocket. Over here, I'm going to iron this also. So before I go ahead and pin it on the skirt, so I'm going to flip it, get my cute little pockets, iron it, and then I'm going to basically stitch it down all the way around the sides except for the top. This way we don't have too many raw edges kind of coming in from the outside, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'm going to do that to the other one, and I will be back in a second. So I went ahead and I sewed them both and I ironed them, and I went ahead and ironed the bottom of this up just a little bit. And the reason why I really kind of fully line this is because, well, first of all, she's a kid and she reaches in her pocket, she's going to start kind of ripping it apart. This fabric's really thin and I just wanted it to be really secure. So, now coming back and looking at her skirt, I think having, so if you look, my the decorations are kind of the, what do you call it, the applique part of it is kind of symmetrical. So I'm just going to set it, and they're going to be in the front because, you know, she likes to put stuff in her front pocket. And I'm actually going to sew through all these layers just because I think it'll be more stable, especially since this fabric's super thin. And so I'm just trying to line it up a little bit above there. So get that lined. Come down here. And but she was really thrilled about this. She wanted to put it on as soon as she came home. So, as soon as she got dropped off, because she had a day on Friday, she was spending the day with her friend. Her mom was gracious enough to watch her for me, so I could get a little bit of work done. And then this side, I'm just going to do the same. Pin this here. So I'm going to sew through all the layers, but make sure you're doing something like this, you're not going to sew through the front and back of the skirt. So that's what my hand's inside, really, to kind of help line it up. And this is kind of like this gauze type fabric, so it's pretty thin. And there we go. So that's going to be our skirt. I'll clip all the threads when they're done. And I'm going to kind of start, I like to make sure that my fabric is not going to get caught underneath. So I'm going to start over here on the corner, probably sew like about a, kind of like a 1/4 of an inch from the edge. And I'm going to back stitch right off the end of the pocket. And yeah, it's black thread. My daughter's not going to judge me. So if I wanted to be super matchy-matchy, I could be using purple, but black's an accent. And she was also really excited to watch the video that I made of the skirt. She wanted to see how I did it. So she's showing an interest. Pretty soon I'll be able to actually teach her how to sew. By machine, that is. Off the edge. So, one pocket down. Super cute. And second pocket to go. And oops, what am I doing? I'm coming over here. Make sure there's nothing underneath. Last thing I want to do is seam ripping. No seam ripping on this project. And I'm up to about, I think, 82 subscribers now. And as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, I get to have my own name, my own custom name on YouTube. So just a few to go. And her skirt is completely done. She's going to love it even more. She can put her hands in there, put all sorts of junk in there, and I'll clip the threads, and then that is in completion.